Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be replacing my oxygen sensor. I believe it's called Bank 2 Sensor 2. So if you guys don't know, this car, lexus is300, has 4 of them. It has 2 up here in the top on the manifold, and then it has 1 under the manifold before, like a fake cat, and then after the cat back there. So the one that is bad on mine is the one back here, and I know I couldn't figure it out. I've already taken it off and tried fixing it because I scraped through it. So that's why I got the check engine light. But now I got a new one. I'm going to replace that. So I know there's not a lot of you who have lifts like this or access to lifts. This is just like a one-time thing. You guys know me, I always work on the floor. You could definitely do it on the floor. I did it on the floor the first time. But I got this one on Rock Auto for like 25 bucks. So you can get the same one. But yeah, the code that you should be, or what you should be seeing on the dash, is a check engine light up here, and then a traction control light right here flashing like every 5 seconds. That's the one that is usually for your oxygen sensor, and these are just like a typical thing that goes bad on these cars. But if you have a scanner, you can just plug it in and it'll tell you exactly what's wrong with the car. But just if you see that flashing light like 3 times in the check engine light, it's most likely an oxygen sensor. Like I said, these cars are super known to make them go bad. Alright, so before you install your new O2 sensor right here, be very careful with that. You're going to want to remove the other one, which is down here in your rear passenger footwell, I guess you can say, under your passenger seat where you're going to be looking. And there's going to be a little, like this little tube for your AC to like hit your passenger seat. It's kind of really harsh, so let me see if I can get it light in there. You're also going to want to make your passenger seat, move it all the way forward in order to access this easy. But you're going to look, there's going to be a plug right here. I've already took this off, but I don't know if I could do it. Oh shoot. I'm trying to have the light on here so you guys can see. That's for you. I don't remember how I took it off, but I think I just did a beep with the bop, you know what I mean? Oh, right here, the clip on top. There it is. And then before you take this out, you're going to want to tie a rope on this, because you're going to pull this under the carpet all the way back. And ask me how I know, but last time I just pulled it out, and to get it back in was a nightmare. So I'm going to tie a rope on here, pull it out, and then tie the other one to the rope and fish it back in to plug it in. You're going to want to do just a knot, just your basic knot like this. Fish it around right here and just tie it really tight, so then now when you pull it, just make sure that there is still some wire exposed up here so that you can pull it back. Alright, so right here I got the wire coming through, you can see since I tied it. So now you're going to want to take that nut off and throw this one away, or keep it just in case. And right here, it's your new one, and do the same exact thing. Twist that on, and then just shove it in here, and then just pull it, and it'll be all good. And then obviously thread that into it. I forgot to mention, there's this little dust shield that covers like this area right here. So when you put this back in, you're going to want to make sure that you tuck it up on top of the frame rail like that, especially if you're low like me, just because before it was out like this and it scraped through obviously the frame rail. Alright guys, so I got it right here, got the string, I got it pulled up. You guys probably can't see it, but it's in there and it's right there. Now you just plug it in and you delete the code, and it's pretty much that easy. Alright, so now I got it plugged in back here. Now I'm going to quickly delete the code just before I put everything away. I'm going to sit on this. So I'm going to delete the code before, like I said, before I put everything away, just to make sure that's good. Obviously I have to drive it maybe through like 3 driving cycles just to kind of for sure know that it's good, but I think it should be good. But I guess we'll see now. I don't see any reason why it would turn the check engine light again, because this car is pretty much all stock. The only thing it has is a muffler delete, which is way behind the sensor, so that has nothing to do with it. So this is the code you should be getting. I don't know if it's going to focus, but it's P0156. Obviously you can see right there. So I'm just going to erase those real quick. And then after this, then I'm going to check the actual like live data to see if it's doing the same thing before. So before I was checking the live data and I would rev the car and you could see like the voltage like barely go up. It should go like almost instantly, and it was kind of like I'd rev the car and it was at like 1.5 and it'd go to like 1.8, 1.9, and it would like slowly build up and then it would come down. And sometimes you'd rev it and it would just stay down. So now when I rev it, it should be going up and down freely. Alright, so right here you can see it's the bottom one right here. It's a Bang 2 sensor 2. It's gonna focus. So you can see before it was like 0.1 and now it's actually moving. Yeah, that's so much better than before. So now I should have no check engine light, which I don't, but I gotta drive it obviously to see if it comes back. But we good.